I'm on that hot seat, it feel like a law. The second you're gone, I won't be at war. I'm enterprising, kicking down doors. It's not surprising, my promises swore like it seemed to be me when you said it.
Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. We got some things we got to speak about. Crowded places. We have some commentary to comment on. Crowded Places just dropped a song about a week ago, I believe, called Us Versus Them. And we're gonna get into it. I want to talk about it because it's a little bit different from some of the things that he has created in the past. And there's some grittiness to it. There's some battle rap aggression to it, dare I say. And I want to talk about it. It's a promotional single for his upcoming project, which has the name is yet to be released, and a release date is not set for this project, but project's coming, and I did hear it. I did get a chance to hear it a long time ago, and a long time ago meaning a few months ago, and it was really good. There's going to be some surprises on there. That's as much as I know. There's going to be some good surprises. I think people are going to be very pleased with the music that he's producing. But getting into the song Us Versus Them, produced by someone that we've had on the show before, That T Plus. Shout out to That T Plus on the beat. They killed it. The chemistry level, I left this in That T Plus's comment section the other day. The chemistry level is at 100% when it comes to Crowded Places and That T Plus. They have another song together that's one of my favorite songs. It's called The Silence Before the Fall, and that's on Crowded Places 2016. We talked about this in our interview, his 2016 project Onset. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on Apple Music. I'm sure it's on Spotify too, but I use Apple Music. So that they have a good chemistry together. So anyway, getting into the song, what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna interpret some of the lyrics and what some of the lyrics meant to me. So we're gonna do that. We're not gonna go, bar for bar with every song, but first let me get into a summary of the song Us Versus Them first, before I get into the all the bars. All right, now a summary of the song, and I wrote some of this stuff down, so I'm just gonna read this verbatim for off of what I wrote. Now, life brings many challenges. Are you with me? Life brings many challenges that can make or break us. You with me? All right. You may be one person holding on to certain values and principles that define your character, in that character, it could have defined your character. These certain principles and values that you lived by, that could have defined your character for many years. People know you as this type of person. Like, for me, I'll just use myself. At every job I had, I worked hard. So I've carried the reputation as a hard worker when it comes to, any job that I've had. So that's a reputation that I have. That's what people know me by in the workforce as, Cool Hand Podcast, Q is a good worker, you know what I'm saying? So external pressures of life may break that character that you were once known by. So I think that goes without saying. And in a sense, you as a person have been broken if my name is synonymous with hard work on the job and I don't do that, and that's all people know me as, and that's all people know me by, then who am I? It's like, I don't know this person because all I know is hard work. If he flips the switch and he starts, being lazy and doing some other stuff, then who is that? I don't know that person. I don't know that person. So that person that we once known you as, or that characteristic that you carried is null and void. So that code that once defined you as a person no longer applies now that you have transformed into something or someone different. So to sum it up, I wish I learned how to talk today. So to sum it up, it's one mentality versus another mentality. Okay, that's what I got from the song, and I just even in my notes I put I use the example of work because I'll tell you what, I've worked. Every job has one or two of these people, right? Have you ever worked at a job? And I know the people who listen to the Cool Hand podcast, we're all hard workers, right? Yeah, I know. So you go to work and you put in your 8.5 hours. Maybe you're in the health field and you put in like 12-hour days, 10-hour days, whatever field that you do. And you are a hard worker. You come in, you clock in, you're not playing around on your phone. Whatever you do, you're not taking shortcuts. You do things the right way. Although the right way may take longer, you're not taking those shortcuts because that's not right. Like, you want to do things by the books. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's all fine and well. But then you have somebody else, one or two people, maybe a group of people, and they take shortcuts. They wonder why you do things this way and not the way they do it. It's a different mindset. You heard? It's a different mindset. And I'll never understand. I can never completely be comfortable with not being a hard worker by just getting by, you know? I can't relate to that. So, and I feel like other people, I don't care how long you've been in the workforce, there's no excuse for pure laziness. It's an attitude. You dig what I'm saying? It's an attitude. It's, there are external circumstances that can cause people to, lose strength if your job requires you to, carry things and, but I'm talking about the attitude behind your work ethic. If it's, the work will get done, I'll slack so somebody else can pick up my load. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's what I'm talking about. It's a mentality thing. So that's what I get. That's what I get. So you can apply this to different areas of your life when you talk about us versus them. You can do hard work versus laziness. You can be, I don't like to recycle versus somebody who recycles. I can't think of anything else better, but it's all of a perspective mentality type thing. So let me get back to the script, okay? Because I'm rambling. Let's hop into these lyrics. All right, so and I'm just gonna go over a few lyrics. I would like you meaning whoever's listening to this or watching this, whatever it is, to if you follow me on Instagram, tell me what certain lyrics meant to you. Tell me what were some of your favorite lyrics from the song, and let's chop it up. Talk to me. I'll reply. I'm on vacation all week. I got time. So in the beginning of the song, I'm going to go in chronological order. He says, caught me on something. I caught it just right. I feel like black sheep is fronting on mine. I can't be bothered. Rather be outside. I feel like roasting they phantom of pride. He's talking that stuff that I like to hear. So when I hear that, he's setting the tone. This is an aggressive. You caught me on something. Like you caught me on something else today. And this is my homeboy, by the way. Crowded Places. That's my old head. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple years on me, but that's still my old head. He's wise beyond his years. So, you caught me on something. You caught him on a tip that he usually doesn't vocalize. You get what I mean? And he says, I feel like black sheep is fronting on mine. What is the black sheep? You know, I'm sure you've heard that term before. That's not a term that I use, or that people around me use, honestly. So I looked it up for more clarification. The black sheep is a member of a family who is a disgrace. Oh, okay. And then an outcast. Now, often we are outcasts. I know I'm an outcast. I've been called weird plenty of times by multiple people. I've been called weird. I've been called awkward. I've been called difficult by multiple people. So usually we can be the outcast, right? But when you're looking at someone else who can be different from you, now they are the outcast. They are the black sheep. They are the disgrace. You must have some sort of, like I said, he's on a different type of tip today. So he said he'd rather be outside. You know, I feel like black sheep is fronting on mine. I can't be bothered, rather be outside. So he's saying that he, you know, the black sheep is fronting on him, you know, doing all this weird stuff, you know, doing stuff that, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You have to ask him. But he's not going to let those external things that can get him down. He's outside. He's taking care of business. He's going to work. He's doing his thing. He's making his music. He's writing his lyrics. He's producing a beat. He's mixing and mastering. You know what I'm saying? So he's unbothered. That's what I get that he's trying to say. All of these things are my opinions, by the way. I don't, you know, you have to holler at him for the right, you know what I mean? Like for the correct connotation of these lyrics. But this is commentary to comment on, okay? So you see where he's at with it. He says, I feel like roasting their phantom of pride. So you see where he's at with it for real. You see where he's at. He wants to roast that illusion they're on. Let's talk about the hard work versus laziness. You think you're just going to get by being lazy? No, I want to roast that illusion that you have that you're going to get by being lazy. Because the real will recognize. And that's all I got to say on that. He goes on to say, and I feel like there's a struggle in this song. There's a struggle of I'm unbothered. That he's saying, you know, I'm unbothered. You know, y'all could do y'all thing over there, but I'm Gucci over here. In the sense of he's vocalizing that he's unbothered, but he's really bothered. And I think the song in itself, oh, there's a butterfly outside. There was a yellow butterfly. There's a yellow butterfly, but it's gone now. I forgot where I was at. You know what? I'm just gonna go on to the next lyrics because I forgot where I was at. The butterfly. Creation amazes me. He says, "Oh, the struggle of being unbothered." Okay, so he says later on, "I'm unfazed and composed, a sight to behold. Your retail is resold." So he's struggling, saying, you know, he keeps vocalizing throughout the song that he's unbothered and he's composed. But the main thing that I wanted to point out from this was your retail is resold. So that attitude that you have now adopted, that I'm no longer familiar with, your character is broken, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. When you think of retail, you're thinking of buying. You think of buying food, clothing, appliances. You're just buying. Consumerism. So whatever you're buying is not the quality that you think you're getting. You being lazy is not, if you think being lazy is the way to go, it's not. It's an illusion because nobody's gonna like lazy people. I don't like lazy people. And other real ones and other hard workers don't like lazy people either. I'm gonna keep drawing back to this thing about hard work. I'm gonna keep talking about hard work because that's something I feel passionate about. And that's why I think the song is also versatile too. It's just like, one thing versus another thing, us versus them, hard work versus laziness, buying organic versus buying, fruits and vegetables from your Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to the farmer's market versus, I don't know, man. Y'all probably came up with something by now. Y'all are smart. Y'all are smart. So let's go on to some next bars that I want to talk about. And once again, these bars right here, he's talking about that he's okay again. Okay, I've been out coasting, dodging commotion. I put up a veil to avoid the notion. Now I like the words. I like the figurative language here. Now he's really using something that, we like to talk about called the science. When you're using figurative language and piecing up different words together, using, like alliteration and things like that, different, I mean, but this is just a piece of the science. He's, once again, that struggle with, I'm okay, I'm fine, nothing's bothering me, because he says, I've been out coasting, dodging commotion. He's in his own lane. He's still doing his thing, or that's what he says. Now, when he's talking about the veil, I put up a veil to avoid the notion. When I think about that, it's like I think about a veil on a bride. You can't see the brides. My wife wore a veil when we got married. You can see something, but you can't see it all. So he's coasting, dodging commotion. He has a veil on, and I feel like the coasting and dodging commotion part is the veil. You dig what I'm saying? He's going about his daily life being, once again, unbothered, but his going about his daily activities and doing, maybe even recreational things that he would always have done. It's just a cover. He's still hiding his true feelings, in my opinion. That's the veil. The constant, I'm unbothered, it doesn't bother me, is a defense mechanism, a veil, a blockade. That's what I get from that. So he puts up a veil to avoid the notion that he's dodging the commotion of how bothered he is by this change, this change that we're talking about, this difference in opinion and mentality. So what's next? I've been up coasting, dodging commotion. Okay, now the struggle. This is where we reach a very pivotal point in the song. Now there's more lyrics. Once again, we're not going over every single bar, but he said, been in control, but this time I lost it. And there's the admission of he was unbothered, or maybe he thought he was unbothered, but this thing weighed on his mind. And now it's up. Like it's up, and he's like, I've been in control. I was coasting, dodging commotion. I had the veil to avoid the motion. The notion. I'd rather be outside. I'm doing this. Woo, 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 woo. But now I lost it. It's like you reach a breaking point. It's like, you know what? Good Times. Remember that episode of Good Times when James Evans died? When James Evans died, right? And Michael and Thelma and JJ, they were like, it was weird because their mom, it seemed like their mom was okay. And they're like, why isn't she grieving? Why isn't she grieving? You know what I mean? And they had not a party, but like, I don't know if it was a memorial service at their apartment in a projects or whatever. And they're cleaning up and all that stuff. And this is her husband, James Evans and Florida Evans. They're married. Good times. And she breaks, Florida Evans is doing something, and either she breaks a piece of glass or throws it, And then she says some famous words that were used on Martin, and she expressed her she just blew up. She expressed how sad, how frustrated, how much in grief she was, and that was the end of the episode, where she was okay. It seemed like she was cool. People were confused by it. Her family was confused by how cool, calm, and collected she was until the very end, until she reached her breaking point. And that's how I can draw a comparison to what Crowded Places was doing here. He said, been in control, but this time I lost it. He threw down that thing and said what he had to say. Okay? You'd rather be welted than bend in defeat. If you got that something, then it's something to beat. Now, I hit my man up about this lyric because I felt like it was serious. I said, yo, bro, I need clarification. What do you mean you'd rather be welted than bend in defeat? That's what because something was off about it to me. I didn't understand it fully, because when I think bend in defeat, it sounds like you're giving up. I took it as giving up. So I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be welted than bend in defeat. I'd rather go on with the struggle. Like when I'm thinking like welted, I'm thinking beat up, like literal welts, and like you're on a journey somewhere and you keep walking. You keep walking. This is my walking. I'm walking right now. You keep walking, although you're injured, you're welted. I'd rather keep going than actually bend and give up, right? So, no, that's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. Now, what if you went on walking, welted, injured, but there was help available to you? How do you feel about that? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. How do you feel about that? Now I know that changed my opinion on it. If there's anyone who's like-minded like me, who thought like, yeah, I'd rather go on, walking injured and reach the goal and reach the objective, complete the objective, than just bend in defeat, just break. But what if there was help available to you? Like I said. So now what is your view on walking welted? You rather be welted than bend in defeat. Now what does bending in defeat mean? Bending in defeat is humbling yourself. Humbling yourself to say, there's help available right over here. I'll go get it. There's a doctor right there. I'll go see the doctor. I'll go see the doctor to mend my wounds, to mend my welts. That's crazy, ain't it? I know. If you got that something, then it's something to beat. Those are the lyrics afterwards. If you got that something, then it's something to beat. So if you have those wounds, if you have those welts, if you're dealing with these life-cracking issues, humble yourself. Or get help. I'm one of those people who don't like to ask for help. I just don't, and that's not good. Maybe it's a sense of pride. Maybe I have too much pride. But it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle to say, I need help, dog. I need help. I need to reach out to somebody, and this ain't right with me, and this ain't going on. You know what I mean? Like I got this going on and that going on. I just need. It's one of those issues. So that's real talk. That's a powerful bar. and he goes on to say some other things. I done lost it all. What a day. He talks about, people being puffed up, people being puffed up and prideful, puffed up like a calzone. A calzone, I was puffed up. Like, those are the bars that I especially wanted to highlight. But he says so much more in this song. And so I just started the work. Hopefully, if anybody's listening, you finish the work. You can hit me up and tell me some bars that you appreciated and expound on them. Like I said, I wasn't going to go bar for bar. But, and at the end, he says, once y'all are gone, I won't be at war. It's like, I'll take it back to work. It's like, once the lazy people are gone, I won't be in this struggle with hard work versus laziness. Everybody can be hard workers. Everybody will be hard workers. We get some other employees that can be hard workers. And I won't be at the war in my mind and just dealing with lazy people. You understand me? Set it on fire just to light up the dark. He dropped a video just a few days ago. Us versus Them live version. Check it out on YouTube. Crowded Places, That T Plus. The video is great. Just winding down this video podcast, whatever. The video is great. Now they recorded this a long time ago. I don't know when, but it was a long time ago, way before COVID was an issue. Check it out on YouTube. It's great. The chemistry between That T Plus and Crowded Places, as I mentioned before, is great. And you have That T Plus on Beat Machine. I don't know what it's called. I don't know audio equipment like that, but That T Plus is on the Beat Machine, and he's all sorts of sound effects. All sorts of sound effects. And in Crowded Places is rapping. He got the sunglasses on, looking real cool. The video is great. You got to check it out because I think you can hear some of the lyrics better too. Like, I realized one of his flows. Like, these are bars that I didn't mention. He says, like, he used the words oracle and historical, but the way he pieced them up together in the song, I didn't realize the rhyme scheme that he was using when I heard the studio version, but I recognized the rhyme scheme he was using when I watched the live version. So check that out. Shout out to That T Plus for the crazy beat. And if you listen to the song, listen to it with headphones in or on some fire speakers, because there's a lot more to the beat than you recognize. There's some sounds. I'm sorry That T Plus, because I don't know what these sounds are called, but I really like the sounds. Okay, I know how the sounds made me feel. I know how the sounds made my face scrunch up, like But that's all I got for y'all. I think I'm gonna do some more of these videos. This is the Cool Hand Podcast. Let me know what you thought about the song Us versus Them, Crowded Places, That T Plus. Cool Hand Podcast, something you gotta deal with. Easy.